Vince McMahon has been gone from WWE since August, but seemingly he is returned to WWE programming. This is after Vince appeared on the most recent episode of SmackDown. Fans were shocked when they saw him. However, he was simply in a taped piece for John Cena's career, and it was an old interview that Vince gave where he said that John Cena was a real-life superhero, but it could be testing the waters for Vince's return to WWE, as there have been rumors that he is going to come back very soon. So a lot of people had problems with this and said that Vince should never be back in WWE. He should never appear on TV. There should be no archival footage. There should be nothing. He should be wiped from history. The problem is WWE and Vince McMahon are intertwined, and you can never wipe away Vince McMahon and from WWE. So this is just something that's going to happen from time to time. I don't think he'll be back in person in the arena, but I think we will see him in this kind of, taped packages where they throw in an old interview from him. So this is just something that's going to happen. Now, if he's going to appear in person, maybe I would have a problem with it, but just showing an old piece of tape, I don't have an issue with it.
I don't have an issue with it either, but I believe that it is testing the waters. They're just trying it out to see what happens, and they want to see what the reaction is on Twitter and social media. And if it's not too negative, they may sprinkle in these different interviews from Vince McMahon in video packages going forward. But at the end of the day, Vince is not returning to WWE as long as Triple H is in charge. It's not going to happen anytime soon, or possibly ever.
Next up, Ronda Rousey's next opponent has been revealed. On the December 23rd episode of SmackDown, Raquel Rodriguez won a women's gauntlet match to determine the number one contender, and she beat a lot of different big-time female stars, and now she will go up against Ronda for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and there's already chatter that she is going to defeat Ronda and become the brand new champion. The question is, will it happen? What do you think?
I think that Ronda Rousey, she's only held the title for a few months now, and I think WWE wants to keep the title on her for the foreseeable future. Raquel does have this fake injury. It's not a real injury. I think that she will lose to Ronda Rousey, and her out will be that, well, she was injured. She wasn't going to win anyways. She had no chance of winning.
Okay, so then the question becomes, why even let her wrestle? If she can't beat Ronda, why are they even letting her wrestle?
That's what I don't get. Why is she wrestling when she has an injured elbow, injured arm, or whatever it is? I don't get the whole storyline. I think the storyline is pretty bad. It really makes no sense whatsoever. I guess that's what it is. It's so that Raquel will be safe, and she won't be buried. She won't be jobbed out, because if she has an injury, well, she has an excuse, so then it won't affect her. Well, I think it is affecting her because it makes her look like what a loser, She is injured, and it's sort of, I guess, supposed to be kind of sympathetic towards her. Supposed to be sympathetic towards Raquel being injured and facing Ronda, but I think it makes her just look like kind of sad. I don't. That's the best way I could put it.
Yeah, and even with this injury, there's still rumors going around saying because Raquel is one of Triple H's favorite wrestlers, he brought her into NXT, and then she went to the main roster, that Raquel could indeed possibly win the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Ronda Rousey will be the loser in that match. Okay, so our next story, there is a new WWE couple, and we saw them make their on-screen debut on the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown. This happened during a Miracle on 34th Street fight where Braun Strowman held up a piece of mistletoe over Ricochet's head, his tag team partner, and Ricochet then looked at the female ring announcer, Samantha Irvin, and she walked over and kissed him on the lips. Michael Cole, the commentator, said that Samantha was actually Ricochet's real-life girlfriend, and fans got to see them appear on WWE TV for the very first time as they shared a loving kiss. You know, WWE is definitely likes to do couples nowadays. They're doing a lot more. They always have some kind of couple storyline, wrestlers falling in love. They always like to do that kind of stuff. I think this was a one-time thing, but it was interesting to see because they're a real-life couple and it's not a fake storyline or anything.
Yeah, I thought it was very odd and just kind of out of the blue. I didn't expect it, and...
Well, this match was odd. You had a ballerina dancing, you had nutcrackers. It was a very comedic match.
Yeah, it was, and
some people may not like that. Some people may think, hey, wrestling's supposed to be serious and real, not, funny and over the top and comedic.
Yeah, I think it did go a little too far at times. I felt that the ballerina was just a little too weird for this match. But I guess what WWE thought was, let's try to have a lot of really kind of funny and feel-good moments because it's, Christmas weekend. And we needed to have as much comedy and fun stuff as possible. And I guess the feel-good moment was when Ricochet kissed Samantha Irvin. Will this lead to Samantha Irvin and Ricochet being an on-screen couple? Will Samantha Irvin stop being a ring announcer and become Ricochet's manager or a valet or whatever? I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I don't expect it, though. I think this was just a one-off thing just to create kind of a memorable and kind of feel-good moment.
Right. It was WWE's version of a Hallmark Christmas movie. On to our next story. Bray Wyatt became unhinged on SmackDown when he attacked a WWE cameraman. And it was announced on the show that the general manager of SmackDown of WWE, Adam Pearce, was currently talking to WWE executives about what to do with Bray Wyatt and whether or not he will face severe consequences because of attacking an innocent cameraman. Could this mean that Bray Wyatt will be fired from WWE? Fired from SmackDown? Could he just be suspended? Will Bray Wyatt be gone? I believe this is a way to get Bray off of SmackDown and send him over to Raw because Raw needs help. Raw is mostly filled with a lot of NXT wrestlers and Seth Rollins, and the ratings have not been good, and this is a way to also reunite Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. And also, Bray Wyatt on SmackDown has not been going well. The feud with LA Knight is getting bad reviews. And they're saying they're wasting Bray Wyatt in a meaningless feud with LA Knight. So I think this is a way to fire him from SmackDown, and then he will sign with Raw.
Yeah, I think that's what it probably is. The only problem with that is that, well, Adam Pearce is also the general manager or whatever he is, the main official for Raw as well. So
right, that doesn't make. I mean, but WWE logic. With WWE logic, that's like that makes like perfect sense. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't make any sense. So it could happen because of WWE logic. Do you think he's going to be fired from WWE and just not be on any show, or do you think he's going to be suspended?
I think you're right. I think he is going to be moved to Raw probably. Could he go back to playing the Fiend? Could he play a new character or whatever? It's possible on Raw. The Bray Wyatt stuff on SmackDown has not really, done that well. Fans aren't really that into it.
It's the same thing every week. He comes out, that long entrance takes 5 minutes. He comes out, he basically says the same thing. He acts like it's real, what he's saying. And he acts like he's talking, just from his heart. He's not. And I think this could be a way to have him return to the Fiend, because he did put the mandible claw on this cameraman like we used to do with The Fiend.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it is. It could be The Fiend. He could be going back to playing The Fiend because that was more popular, honestly, than Bray Wyatt ever was, at least in the last few years. I mean, his peak probably was when he was the cult leader in 2014, 2015 period of time. That was probably when he was his most popular. But recently, it's The Fiend. People want to see him as The Fiend. And when he mentioned that he didn't want to play or he wasn't going to be The Fiend anymore, a couple weeks ago, crowd booed. I think this could be the beginning of the return of The Fiend. Is he going to be paired again with Alexa Bliss? We'll see about that. But yeah, I think moving to Raw is the best choice for him right now because Raw needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of star power. And Bray Wyatt's not doing anything of note on SmackDown right now.
Okay, our final topic. Could Friday Night SmackDown on Fox be canceled? On a recent episode of Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer was asked a question by a fan. Is it possible when WWE's contract is up with Fox in 2024 that Fox actually might think about getting rid of WWE and bringing in AEW and having AEW Rampage fill the 8 to 10 slot on Fox on Friday nights? Call it Friday Night Rampage. And Meltzer said that if Fox did this, they would save about $150 million because when the contract comes up again for WWE, it's probably going to cost Fox about $300 million a year to keep SmackDown. But Meltzer said that Fox could probably get AEW Friday Night Rampage for about $150 million a year, and they could save a lot of money. And also, the ratings might be a little bit lower, but the money that they would save would make up for it. So if this is just Meltzer speculating, but he's putting it out there. So could SmackDown be canceled and replaced by AEW? My opinion is no, because AEW in its current state with MJF as champion is not as big as it was 6 months ago. And that's because of the whole CM Punk debacle. And some fans have stopped watching it because they're mad because CM Punk's no longer on the show. It's very hard for them now for Dynamite to get 1 million viewers. I don't see how Fox could say, oh, let's get this show Rampage, which gets about 400,000 total viewers a week, and let's put that on instead of SmackDown. SmackDown gets about 2.2 million viewers a week. So I don't know how you could replace SmackDown with Rampage, especially with Rampage not doing well right now. It is on at 10 p.m., but it's right after SmackDown, so people could just tune over from SmackDown to Rampage, but they don't for whatever reason. I don't think SmackDown's going to be canceled and replaced by AEW. Could it just be canceled and replaced by some sitcom? Sure, but AEW is not going to replace SmackDown. It's not happening unless in the next year or two something happens to AEW and they actually surpass WWE in the current ratings and ticket sales and merchandise. It could happen. Absolutely could happen. CM Punk returns and get a huge boost, but right now, today, no way. SmackDown is not going to be canceled and replaced by AEW Friday Night Rampage.
I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I just don't think there's any possibility that AEW will be on network TV anytime soon. Part of it is because of the TV 14 rating and some of the graphic content they do is part of it, but they could tone that down, obviously, if they went to Fox or another network. But I don't think that there's any possibility that AEW would go to network TV. It's just not. I think it's a zero possibility. I don't think it will ever happen, ever. Could they move to a different network other than TBS or TNT or whatever? Yeah, it's possible. But I don't think that there's any possibility, though, that they'll go to network TV. I don't know how it would do. Would it do a similar 18 to 49 rating as SmackDown? Maybe. But the overall rating would be around 1 million, probably.
Yeah, if they can get Rampage's rating on cable up to about 1 million total per episode, and then get Dynamite's rating up to about 1.5 million total, then you could then talk about possibly them signing with Fox or CBS or NBC or CW or, whatever network. But right now, today, it's just not going to happen. WWE fluctuates in popularity, and they could go into a huge downturn at some point in 2023, and AEW will surpass them. It's possible. But just today, I just don't think it's going to happen. What are your thoughts about Ronda Rousey possibly losing against Raquel Rodriguez? And what are your thoughts about Bray Wyatt possibly being suspended or fired from WWE? Leave a comment below and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification and check out our new YouTube channel, Wrestling News Now Insider. Click on the link to visit it now, and you will get brand new exclusive videos.